Welcome. This is Dr. Benzinger on Health with secondopinion.org. Today we're covering stress. We even might intermix it with stress and anxiety. We want to welcome you again to secondopinion.org by saying that if you have not registered for our newsletter, please do so. It'll allow you to know exactly what's coming up, and every week things are rotating in and out of our website from authors and authorities throughout the country. If you've not visited Physicians Premium within it, look at the product lines, see what fits your needs, go from there. Stress and anxiety, serious stuff, but you got to realize that stress is normal and it helps you thrive as a human being. However, life is stressful. We know that. And stress can be harmful to your health if you don't understand how it occurs in the first place. Symptoms of stress and what's harmful in comparison to what isn't harmful is kind of what we're going to try to cover today, so that you get an idea that certain stresses are not only a little stressful but harmfully stressful. And some of those that are considered the life's most stressful events is the death of a spouse, divorce, marital separation, spending time in jail, death of a close family member, personal illness or injury over a long period of time really gets bad, marriage, pregnancy, retirement. And stress from two of these may last up to 2 years or more as to their effect on your body. And if you end up with 3 or more, your chances of dying elevate drastically. So is it a small thing? Absolutely not. This is a big, big deal. Okay? Here are some of the symptoms associated with stress: trouble sleeping, headaches, lack of energy, lack of concentration, constipation or diarrhea, irritability, anger, sadness or tension, eating too much or not enough, stomach cramping, bloating, or discomfort can also occur. You have a higher risk of asthma or arthritis flare-ups, or in other words, autoimmune system related symptoms. Skin problems such as hives might occur, depression or anxiety might get heavier or worse, and weight gain or weight loss will probably be the end result. Heart problems, high blood pressure will push up as for symptoms of stress. So sometimes it's not high blood pressure, it's symptoms of stress that needs to get under control. Your blood sugar handling gets worse. Diabetes symptoms may start to occur, and cancer concerns are a real concern also. Musculoskeletal problems, so your joints are painful, stiff, achy, that is also a consideration. And your sex drive usually will decrease in highly stressful situations, okay? So just realize that, is stress a bad thing? No, sometimes stress is actually very healthy. But the understanding of when it is bad is the most important thing we're going to try to get across today. I use Hans Selye's General Adaptation Syndrome, GAS, or GAS. Phase 1, alarm reaction. Phase 2, stage of resistance. And Phase 3, stage of exhaustion. Why? Because understanding what is your GAS, your General Adaptation Syndrome, tells you what types of stress. Many times we don't even know which stress makes us unhealthy and hurts our health. We think we do because we drink 1/5 of alcohol, but the truth is we might have a job that's killing us because we hate it so much, more than what the alcohol is doing. So understanding the reactions that your body goes through might clarify which thing is the most harmful stress in your life. Phase 1 is something called an alarm reaction due to some type of shock. It doesn't mean that it has to be one of these life-changing things. It can be repetitive irritations of a mental or physical or chemical state that will harm you. The response to it is that your adrenals, that are part of your fight and flight, and your anti-inflammatory organ will react and enlarge itself to react to this trauma that your body's gone through. General nervous system response, you get heightened, irritable, anxious. Things like, many of us would think that we have that a lot in our lives. Your thymus, your autoimmune system, starts to shrink immediately in this alarm reaction, and your body actually decreases fluids. You ever notice you get up one day and it's like 5 pounds lighter and you have no idea why? Don't worry, later it's going to come back anyhow. Pancreatic reaction, your blood sugar starts becoming a problem as for its manageability, and your spleen and your lymph nodes, again part of your immune system, and your red blood cell system start to shrink and not function very well, and your stomach and your small intestine might actually bleed, or the intestines actually change, okay? This is just a general picture of just some of the hormones and how they're all play together, but here's the whole thing. They do all play together, and any event that's considered a stress reaction condition for you affects every one of those organs and more. Let's go to phase 2. Stage of resistance, adaptation. In other words, your hormones start to level out. Anti-inflammatory general response to whatever trauma it was starts to occur. Inflammatory local response like us. Remember, you could have a sprained ankle and that's what causes this, or you could have fight with your wife that really hurts your feelings to a point where you really have a reaction that drives your system down. Swelling and gaining back of the weight starts to occur, and it's trying to fight further damage in case this onslaught of irritation or hurt continues to occur. And that might be drinking sodas, 3 and 4 of them a day, every day, that your system's going through this trauma over and over and over. Phase 3, stage of exhaustion. It's the final stage. What's the end result of it? It's where aging, wear and tear has now completed itself. Aging advances with every reaction like this that you have. When stress reappears, the immune system defenses are low, the glands have increased in activity trying to fight things off, and the organs are sluggish and sluggishly increasing with activity if you get offended again. In the nervous system, this is where nervous breakdowns can occur. Repetitive trauma or major trauma that the system just can't hold underneath. And the entire hormone system can go absolutely crazy during this time. So what's the issue associated with this? Finding out what stresses you to a point where it's harmful can actually only be really figured out once you've gone through this type of reaction. And remember, multiple small stimulants over time, if it's serious and important stuff to you, can eventually cause these harms, okay? So determine your gas after it's occurred. Remember, it's an all or nothing. You don't just have a small general adaptation syndrome. You have an entire general adaptation syndrome. Once you kicked over this stress reaction, it's going to happen. The whole body is going to be involved, okay? All right. Here's the chemical things that can do it. Your diet, sugar, caffeine, excessive carbs, fats, proteins, bad diet, too much caffeine, too much latte can cause a stress reaction. Preservatives, dyes, or poisoning, and mercury could do it. Allergic foods, constantly going to eat that cheese and though you know it's very unhealthy for you, and you're allergic to chocolate but you eat it no matter what, will cause it. Drugs and alcohol may cause it. MSG, excitotoxins, and genetically modified foods. Detergents, cleaning products could cause it. Women, your makeups, things that you're putting on there, the dyes you put on your hair that have all kinds of terrible chemicals